Hello, my precious wandering souls. Welcome back to Miles Edgeworth. His Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit. Last episode we met... He's not a client per se, because we're not a defense attorney, but we met the person accused of this crime. And he gives me Run the Light vibes. If you know about Trials and Tribulations, you know who Run the Light is. I don't know if he did that because I don't know, doesn't seem like he did it, but I'm not sure. And we are Mr. Fender's associate, because we want to investigate the crime, but we are off the case. So we have to pretend he's our boss. And we are going to interrogate Mr. Frank Sawhit. And I didn't realize this until I finished recording last time, but it's been four games since we saw this guy, because he's from the first game, and then after that we have Justice for All, and then after that Trials and Tribulations, and then after that, wait, let me do that, oops, the first Edgeworth game, and now this one. So it's been 4 games since last time we saw this guy, so it's been a while. Alright, so we're going to interrogate this dude. I was in that workshop there by myself, practicing what I'd learned. I don't remember how, but I found myself in front of the door to the other workshop. I happened to peek in through the little window. And then I saw him lying there, a man not moving, dead! That's exactly what you said the first game. A woman not moving, dead! I quailed in fright and found myself screaming in sheer terror. So let me get this straight. Actually, before I do that, I need to check the evidence. Pronunciation, however, bucket, the map, victim, this thing. Wait! Didn't he say he checked the other door? These doors have sensors. I think that might be it. Okay, let me get this straight. The room you were in is next to the one where the corpse was found. Yes, that's right. I was in workshop B. And you were there the whole day? Yes, from the 7 AM roll call onwards. There are 3 roll calls a day, you see. 7 AM, noon, and 9 PM. And they check who's in the workshop during roll call, correct? That's right. Nothing was reported to be amiss at 7 AM. Which means that Knight's body wasn't in the workshop yet at that point in time. Prison roll call, held 3 times a day, 7 AM, noon, and 9 PM. The victim's body had not been found at the time of the 7 AM roll call. Guess that means the murder took place after 7 AM. Oh wait, we don't know the time of the... Which puts it right around the time the show was happening. Ah, yes, the show. I remember the other prisoners going to see it. And therefore, anybody who wasn't at the show has no alibi. Would that be a fair assessment, Mr. Sawhit? I guess so, but I only found the body, I swear. There's a clear contradiction in Mr. Sawhit's testimony. Yep. Rooting it out should be my first priority. Okay. I think I know. I was in the world, but pursuing what I'd learned. Nope. I don't remember how I found myself through the door of the other workshop. Maybe that one? I have no, maybe it's this one. Found myself in the door of in front of the door to the other workshop. But according to this thing, the sensors.
Objection!
Yeah. Not possible. Enough of these pathetic lies, Mr. Sawhit. I'm afraid you've rather lost sight of what you are. What I am? I know precisely what I am. I am a former newspaper salesman who's trained to be a pet stylist. No, you weren't even a newspaper salesman. You were a freaking thief, pretending to be a salesman to rob people.
Hold it!
You think I don't remember you? But that's not all you are, is it? Or did you forget the bracelet you wear around your wrist? A bracelet that marks you as a prisoner, and therefore unable to move around as you please. As we both know, stepping outside that door would have sounded an alarm. Well, that's... But there's no way you could have looked into the other workshop without leaving the room you were in. Ah! Oh, stylishly done, Ejiro. Don't call me that. But doesn't this mean that Mr. Sawhit couldn't have found the body then? Good question, Kay. Perhaps Mr. Sawhit himself can explain. Actually, I may have forgotten to mention one very important detail. Sorry about that. What now? I can explain exactly how I was able to see the body if you like. By all means, go ahead. Confrontation. Finding the corpse, part 2. There's a little trick we prisoners know about, you see. As long as you leave your bracelet inside the door, you can lean out without triggering the alarm. I thought those things were secured, like, to your wrist. That's how I was able to peek through the window and into the workshop next door. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright. So he's saying he was able to take a look next door because he had kept his arm inside workshop B as he leaned out. I thought he meant like he took it off and put it somewhere. No, he still has his arm. Okay. Please don't tell anyone about the little trick, especially not the guards, please. Is this it? Is this all he was hiding? I'd better dig a little deeper into his testimony, just in case. Okay. It's a little trick. As long as you leave your bracelet inside. That was a little bit to the window into the workshop next door. Hold it?
Hold it!
Why did you make so much of an effort just to take a look? Well, you see, I heard noises coming from next door. You know, this is going exactly like the case that got you arrested. And that room was supposed to be empty, so I thought it was strange. And you went to look as soon as you heard these noises? Yes, of course. I had to see what was going on, so I went right away. I see. Are there any problems with what Mr. Sawhit just said? There is a problem. Yep, hold on. You claim that you looked into the next room as soon as you heard some noise. If that's the case, you must have seen more than just a dead body. Because the person who made the noises should have been in there too. Uh-huh.
That's, You have got him waking in his boots, Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Sawhit, tell us the truth about what you saw. You do, of course, have the right to remain silent. But it will do little to dispel the notion that you were somehow involved in this crime.
I'm sorry. I did see something else, but it's too insane to believe. I really thought I might have dreamt it, and that's why I wasn't sure if I should mention it.
Just tell us what you saw.
Alright, it was that dog. Oh. And what I saw is the stuff of nightmares. That huge black dog had sunk his terrible feet into the victim's throat. Huh?
What did you just say?
It was hellish, utterly hellish. That beast, that awful beast, he killed him. Suddenly I don't feel so good. Jeepers creepers, that's awful. Talk about traumatizing. It was dreadful, horrible. Now you know why I couldn't help but scream.
So there's a man-eating dog in the prison's animal population, is there?
We only saw one dog. A black dog. So it claims to have seen this dog biting the victim's throat. He doesn't seem to like me very much. Oh, right. And that really is everything, I promise. You believe me, don't you?
For now, this one seems too far-fetched a lie, even for you. I'd like you to append what you just told us to your testimony, if you don't mind.
Very well. Inside, I spotted the victim's dead body, which made me scream in fright.
Uh-huh.
I also saw the black dog, his mouth clamped tight around the man's throat.
Hold it?
Hold it!
Maybe?
I need to move my microphone. You're sure this black dog was biting the victim's throat?
Yes, there was blood everywhere. The beast's mouth was dripping with it, and...
Whoa. Spare us the gory details, will you? You are a defense attorney. One with years of experience. You probably have heard way worse. What about the victim? Was he...
Don't say it! Do you really need to ask him that, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's from the investigation.
Okay, what was that punch for? I'm on your side here.
You're a pair of wimps.
He wasn't moving at all. He was just laying there.
Meaning he was already dead.
There was so much blood just oozing from his neck. Oh, he was dead as a doornail. I'm sure of that. Not even the twitch of a finger. Just lifeless.
Enough already. Why do you have to go into every little detail like that?
It's part of the investigation. To give you a nice and accurate testimony. That is what you want, isn't it? Shall I add what I've said to my testimony, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yeah. Please do.
It was awful, I tell you. Terrible.
Oh, he was just an I'm still not even keeping this.
He was dead as a doornail. I'm sure of that. Not even to shoot it. Okay, it's the same. Hold on. I remember seeing his ring gleaming as it caught the light. It featured a snowflake motif in relief.
Ring? What? What? What ring? Huh?
Objection!
A ring with a snowflake relief.
Yes, I saw it. Clear as day. It was carved with such fine detail.
Interesting. Your testimony is certainly very accurate. In fact, I'd say it's just a little too accurate.
And what's wrong with being too accurate?
I mean this. You testified to having seen a ring with a snowflake design on it. And while the victim did indeed have a ring on his finger, you couldn't see it.
See? Exactly as I said.
There is no way you could have seen it. Take a look at this photograph. As you can see, the victim's right hand was covered by a tarp. It would have been impossible for you to see his ring, let alone what design was on it. Unless, that is, you approached the body and removed the sheet. You told us earlier you only took a look through the window in the door. Yet you seem to have seen quite a lot from such a disadvantaged location, Mr. Sawhit.
Who the heck do you think you are, huh? Mr. Big Shot, acting like you know it all?
It's the exact same thing you said to Phoenix.
I mean, I saw what I saw, I swear. Oh, I know. The man's arm. It must have moved under that tarp after I peeked in.
Nope.
Objection!
Nonsense. You already told us that can have been the case.
He wasn't moving at all. He was just lying there.
Meaning he was already dead. You said it yourself that the victim was already dead. And dead men don't move, do they?
Hoo-wee! Is that the stage of... Oh, the desperation I smell.
What are you hiding, Mr. Sawhit? Tell us.
No, Is he going to do the same thing to Edgeworth? The same thing he did to Phoenix? You're wrong. I know what I saw. You did the same.
I love this game. He did the same thing.
You couldn't let go, could you? Had to keep on poking and prodding. You slimy, stupid, associate attorney!
It seems the real Mr. Sawhit has finally revealed himself. Whoa, that's quite the rock he was rocking. Came straight at you like some kind of flying black cat.
Look, I'm just a sweet, innocent witness here.
No, you're not. But are you really? Because I must say, I have doubts. Very serious doubts.
What's that supposed to mean?
You saw something that should have been impossible to see from outside the workshop. So, how did you do it? That's simple. Mr. Sawhit, this is where you were standing when you saw the body. You were... here.
Take that!
I mean, the only place that makes sense. You were in the same room as the body. That's the only way you could have seen the relief on the ring. Again, going inside places you shouldn't be going, getting in trouble. Your sentence is probably going to get extended.
Say what you want, but you don't have a shred of evidence, do you? Nothing to prove I was in the room with the body anyway. You can prove it, can't you? Because I was in the next room over. Minding my own business and looking after the animals. I just realized something. Why else would I have signed out a pair of rubber gloves? For fun? Oh, there it is. Ah, you're so stupid. Now, put out the shutter. I want to see evidence that proves that I was in that room with the body. I don't know if I have to present this and point out the glove, or if I should just present this. I guess it's this one.
Take that!
Yep.
Remind me, Mr. Sawhit, what were you doing when you discovered the body?
How many times do I was practicing my pet styling techniques.
Of course. Then perhaps this rubber glove might mean something to you.
That's...
This glove was found by the victim's body. I believe it was dropped by the killer. And I can't help but notice that you have a similar glove tucked into your apron.
No, this one's different.
Uh-huh. This is right glove? It's a right hand glove, right? So if you have the left one, you're cooked.
Hold it!
Yes, that one does seem awfully lonely, doesn't it?
Hold it! It's just a rubber glove. There are hundreds of them all over the prison. This doesn't prove anything.
Objection!
Not yet, perhaps. But if I were to ask the police to check this glove for prints, I have a feeling the results would be rather fascinating. Whoa. It's over.
Objection!
What the? Fender? Yep. That was a pretty rare objection, am I right? Please, Fender, now is not the time for tomfoolery. But I have a legit objection, because this isn't over. There's something that still doesn't make sense. Our man here's a prisoner, right? And he's got one of those bracelet doohickeys on.
That's true. So how could he have left his workshop in the first place? His bracelet would have triggered the alarm if he tried.
Right. We don't have a good explanation for that yet.
Well, anything you'd like to share, good buddy? We're all friends here.
He's not going to tell you, is he?
That's weird. He should be clinging onto that bracelet like the big round lifesaver it is. In what way?
As in, it's the best hope our weak-thinking friend here has for getting off the hook for murder.
Sorry, you can't get into the crime scene with a bracelet off.
If it was me, I'd be arguing that for my life.
And yet, he hasn't said a peep about it.
I wonder why that might be,
The sound of silence. I suppose Miss Law Priestess did preach that silence is golden yesterday too. Wow! You sounded like an actual attorney for a second there, Mr. Fender.
The worst of times are when lawyers calmly show our biggest smiles.
Aww.
That's kind of what Mia said. Gregory taught me that. It was part of the attorney's code he lived by.
Aww.
So, friend, what's the dealio? Why so coy about your bracelet?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he put the thing back on.
Well, to tell you the truth, It's broken. Huh?
Broken.
I fell over a little while back, you see, and hit it on the floor. After that, it didn't seem to set the sensors off anymore. I should have told the guards about it, I know, but, well, it was awfully convenient.
I see. So your bracelet is broken. But do they really break that easily? If so, then this prison has a serious security problem. You there! Could we have a moment? But in the cut again.
Oh, aren't you just the cutest? Meow! How can I help you, sir?
This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken.
What? Really? That's no good. I'll get someone to find a replacement right away.
Thank you. We'll keep hold of the broken one for the time being.
Aha! So his bracelet wasn't working at the time of the incident and could not be detected by the sensors. Huh. Of course, sir. I'll trust you'll take good care of it.
Is what he deserves. Sweet. Bracelet sorted. Now, to turn our murderer in, yeah?
What? No, I didn't kill anybody.
I don't trust you. Whoa there, Palio. You were the one who said your bracelet was out of commission. Or were there other inmates freely roaming the halls while everybody was busy watching the show?
No, I just found the body, that's all, I promise. And when I did, that enormous dog still had his mouth wrapped around the poor man's neck. I only went into the workshop after the beast had left.
And why did you go in?
Well, oh fine, I wanted to go through his pockets, okay?
You're still the same. He was going to rob the corpse. That explains why he remembers Knight's ring in so much detail.
Hey, why are you looking at me like that? I'm a great thief. I've never stooped so low as to steal from a... Well, I didn't steal anything either.
You didn't?
The show ended just after I had entered the room, and all the other inmates came trickling downstairs thereafter. I panicked, rushed back to the other workshop, and started my fake screaming.
And dropped the globe in your haste, huh?
Funny words used by Sawhit when he was doing his animal styling training, stained with blood and mud.
I guess this is all just about hangs together. Anything smells funky to you, Miles? Other than whether Mr. Sawhit is the one who did it, I'd say one very significant question still remains. The question of how Knight made it into the prison proper from his holding cell in the detention center.
Right, the door.
Oh yeah, that one's a doozy. I also can't help but wonder about another key feature of Mr. Sawhit's testimony.
Doggo.
The dog's involvement can only mean one thing. Mr. Sawhit?
Yes? What is it?
Were you the only prisoner who didn't go to watch the show?
Well, no. There was one other who didn't.
Who? Am I right in thinking that this person couldn't have watched the show, even if he'd wanted to?
Yes, how did you?
I knew it. I had my suspicions when I first ran into that black dog yesterday, but this confirms it. For a criminal that dangerous to end up in a place like this is unbelievable, but... Where is this person's cell?
You're going to see him? Who are we talking about here? Him? He's like the other prisoners, you know. He's special. Gets treated like royalty.
Please don't save on karma, please don't save on karma, please don't save on karma.
But you didn't hear that from me. All I say is, if you value your life, you stay way away from him. What? Would you please stop trying to scare us all the time?
The big cheese, huh? Well, I for one definitely value my life, so that sucks.
They keep him in maximum security.
Who?
Which is over there. Banoing!
Maximum security. Well, that's certainly one way of treating someone differently. But who is it?
Alright, quit being so mysterious and tell us who he is already.
Please don't say Von Karma, please don't say Von Karma.
Let's just say he's highly skilled when it comes to people's lives. Better than anyone, in fact.
The killer?
Nah. And that's all I'm prepared to say on the subject. In fact, I may have already said too much.
Well, Mailsy, anything you care to share? Or are you going to leave Kay and I in the dark here too? The mystery man in maximum security is an old acquaintance. Oh no. Let's go pay him a visit. I suspect we'll find a dark canine friend here too. Oh no. Oh no. Please don't say Von Karma. Please, 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 please. Oh no, no. Oh no. Oh, game, I beg of you, please. Tell me it's not Von Karma. March 28th, 12:41 p.m. Prison, maximum security.
Wow, it's pitch black in there. I can't see a thing.
But didn't you say that the Yatagrasu takes flight, even in the even if the dead of night of something?
Even if the depths of night, when no other birds dares to take flight, one alone soars to shine the light of righteousness on the world's light. And that one is me, for I am the great thief Yatagrasu.
Wow, you are one powerful performer.
Thanks, but that doesn't help me see in the dark. I'm a human, not a three-legged raven.
That's it, the doggo's bell.
Doggo!
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know who this is. That voice. I knew it. It has been far too long. You remember me? I could hardly forget now, could I? After all, you are the one who put me away.
Who? Mr. Edgeworth? Are you talking to that dog?
Or is there someone else in there? I still can't see a dang thing.
Who?
Edgeworth put a lot of people behind bars, so... who is this? Oh, but I am forgetting myself. Forgive me. I do not often receive visitors. One moment. I will turn on the lights. Who? Oh! I don't know this guy.
You are a heavy-footed lot. Am I right in thinking there are 3 of you in all? Very well. Perhaps we should start by introducing ourselves. I am... Bodhidharma-Canis. As you may have gathered, Mr. Edgeworth and I are old acquaintances.
Who are you again? Canis was a notorious assassin. Some knew him as the Blind Butcher. His only weapons were a vicious hunting hound and a fearsomely sharp knife. His appearance was always announced by the sound of bells, the last sound his victims would ever hear. Oh, thank God it's not Von Carl.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I to guess why you have come to see me?
You know why I'm here. In fact, I'm willing to bet you know every detail of this sordid little affair already.
Then I suppose we have nothing to hide from one another.
Oh, it's cute. Suspicion of murder. I was so scared. I was like, oh God, can you imagine if it's Von Karma? Your faithful canine friend is currently the chief suspect in that murder investigation. The person who found the body saw a dog with its mouth around the victim's throat.
Your witness is mistaken. Helmut is a gentle soul. He is my eyes, nothing more.
Helmut.
It is absurd to think that he would do such a thing, isn't it, boy? Yes it is. You're a good boy, aren't you?
That dog kinda reminds me of my dog. It's kinda cute. Helmut is more than a mere seeing eye dog, and he's certainly no good boy. He's also a trained killer. A weapon once used in this man's sordid trade.
This witness of yours, he is trustworthy, I assume.
Sawhit is anything but trustworthy, and he's still very much a suspect himself. I can hardly claim that his testimony is beyond reproach.
And no, then, I thought as much. Yes, I did, Helmut, yes.
Aww. It figures that he already knew who are witnesses.
Your alibi?
What were you doing between 8 and 10 a.m. yesterday morning, Mr. Canis?
During the show, you mean? I was here, that thing, in these humble surroundings. I have developed a passion for wood carving, you see. An obsession, even. I was engrossed in it all morning.
I wouldn't trust this guy with a knife. And you have permission to engage in such a hobby. I can't believe someone would actually let you.
The warden and I have an understanding.
An understanding? That's ridiculous. This man shouldn't be allowed 1, let alone 5 chisels. Yeah, I wouldn't trust this guy with, like, even a butter knife. Like, ugh. There are nothing but little weapons in his hands.
I was carving Buddhist pieces at first, but by the 674th, my interest had begun to wane.
Wow, that must have taken forever.
Time is all I have, child. In any case, my focus has now shifted to pieces, such as this.
Huh. I didn't know you played chess.
You play too, do you not, prosecutor? Perhaps one day you might indulge me. Though you may find my game rather rudimentary, I only began after my arrival here, I'm afraid.
How long have you been here? What's that piece? A dog with 3 heads?
Oh, Cerberus! Ah, yes, the dogs of war. You must forgive my little joke. Chess is, after all, a game of war. Soldiers, knights, castles, all doing their utmost to protect the king, all loyal to the last. I have always thought it strange that such a game had no place for a dog. After all, what more loyal weapon could an army call upon? Still, it's simply a piece I made for fun, Fear not, I play by the regular rules, and with the regular pieces.
I can't imagine it's easy finding opponents to play here in prison though.
Oh, I have my correspondence.
Correspondent chess, then. Sharing moves by post. Oh. But in that case... Mr. Knight... Was Mr. Knight part of that?
Yes, even prisoners are allowed to send and receive letters. Their contents are inspected, of course. Although, I have yet to receive the details of my current opponent's next move.
Careful from my Canis. He also seems to be engaged in correspondence chess via postal mail. Makes me think that the other player was Knight. Sounds like his current opponent isn't a resident here. Oh. Okay, I guess not. The victim. I suppose you know the identity of the deceased, Mr. Canis.
His name was Bronco Knight, was it not? Poor unfortunate soul. In pain, in need.
You keep your ear to the ground.
My ears are all I have, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why am I not surprised that he's plugged into the prison's information network?
But perhaps he was not so unfortunate after all.
What do you mean?
Mr. Knight's crime was a grave one, a crime for which he would have been made to pay dearly anyway. The attempted assassination of a president. That is no small matter.
Attempted assassination?
Wait, Mr. Edgeworth, didn't Mr. Knight...
Yes, we proved that he murdered his team leader, and that there was no attempt of the president's life.
Huh.
Could it be... Are they attempting to cover up President Wang's fake assassination scheme?
Whoa there, cowboy. You're saying the prankster didn't actually have a pop at the press?
Nope.
I was hired to defend him on the charge of attempted murder. You mean you don't know what really happened? So what? They just blame the whole assassination thing on Mr. Knight?
It would explain why the committee was so keen to get involved.
Huh. Of course! They took you off the case to try and keep you away. And swap in that the best kid to push through an attempted murder charge. In other words, they're trying to cover up the truth. Huh. So they really were trying to frame him. According to the guards, this Knight, was it? They told me he was violently insistent that he had attempted no assassination.
Which would have come out anyway when the case went to trial.
I am no expert in legal matters, but allow me to say this one thing. I know for a certainty that he would not have been the first inmate imprisoned on false pretenses. An uncomfortable fact, but a fact nonetheless. Yes, Helmut, yes it is, yes. The courtroom is not always the bastion of truth you believe it to be, Mr. Edgeworth.
No bastion of truth, huh? I've heard something to that effect before. Yes, from a certain Interpol agent who doesn't have much faith in prosecutors.
Lang mentioned. Kinda mentioned. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors too, are you? I miss him! Filled by that kind of thinking, is it any wonder that courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? Sorry, but the truth doesn't need the likes of you to distort it today.
I never was able to fully dispel his mistrust of prosecutors.
Even Helmut understands. Don't you, Helmut? Yes, you do. The truths revealed in court and your deductions. Is it dangerous to trust? It is dangerous to trust either implicitly. But I am not bitter. You are not the first to make me a subject of a founded suspicion in recent days. In fact, I was visited by another prosecutor only yesterday. He was accompanied by a judge. Ah, Sebastian. They even dragged the warden along. Her distaste for me lingering unspoken in the air. Not those two again! Prosecutor the Best and Judge Gabel. They went over my cell with a fine-tooth comb, but they left empty-handed. They were looking for the murder weapon, I believe, to no avail. But I mustn't take it personally. Rumor has it that they searched every cell in the prison and still failed to find what they were looking for. I pray they weren't too disappointed. Huh. The Best, Gabel, and the warden searched the prison for the murder weapon but couldn't find anything. Well, that posed more questions than it answered. What do we do now? I was leaning a little to voice like, Sawhit testimony is flimsy at best. I'll need more proper evidence if I want to take Connie's on. Well, I think that's quite enough chit-chat for one day. Helmut will show you out. Good boy, Helmut. Go on now. Grrr. He's not showing us out permanently, right? Let's get out of here! Come on! Angie dog! Until next time, Mr. Canis. It does pain me that our brief time must end, just as we were becoming reacquainted. I await your return, Mr. Edgeworth. You creepy. Okay, what now? March 28th, 1:12 p.m. Prison corridor. Okay, what are you doing? I wasn't looking at her and I just... Okay, get down from there. Now to gather the evidence, I need to bolster my case. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! That's the best hiding spot you could find. Okay, get down from there. That's for the monkey. It's alright, Kay. You can come down now. Where's Fender? He ran off somewhere. I had no idea he could move that fast. Fender. So, what do we do now? You and I will continue the investigation, and I know just where to start. By solving that one particular mystery that's been dodging us this whole time. Knight's body was found in one of the prison workshops. But he was presumably being detained in one of the detention centers holding cells. So how did he wind up on the other side of those heavy security doors? Let's start by investigating the holding cells. And Mr. Knight's room, right? But what about Mr. Fender? I'm sure he'll find us when he's ready. Sure, but he's kind of our boss, isn't he? Ah, well. Okay, March 28, 1:34 p.m. Detention Center, corridor room. The victim's cell is just over there. Lead the way, Mr. Edgeworth. I have just about had it. Who? Who's that? Oh,
Warden Lagarde. She must have come from the corridor marked no entry.
He's still not talking, ma'am. Even with the evidence you borrowed from the prison.
No, and I've tried so many times I've lost count. What am I supposed to do? I can't send in a blank report. I guess... Oh.
I guess a killer for hire was always going to be a tough nut to crack.
A killer for hire. Oh! I couldn't help overhearing. Warden Lagarde, but were you just talking about body armor canis? My, you were listening? How very gosh of you! A girl's privacy is her armor, you know. The thing is suffocating! Do you normally conduct interrogations of the man yourself? Oh, it's not just him, darling. I try to have the occasional tete-a-tete with everyone, you see. That's what it means to be a member of the family in this little home of ours. The little thing is so cute. There isn't a person who hasn't made the pilgrimage to my office at least once. Your office. How sweet! He's singling for an invite. Well, I suppose it is the hottest ticket in town. It's down this corridor here, darling. But FYI, I don't let just anybody wander in willy-nilly. Let's see. That would put it right around here. It's a wonderful room, if I do say so myself. Oh my case, I may guess right about it. And who wouldn't want a view of my fabulous garden and the yard? Ooh la la.
The yard? If it's anything like the rest of the place, it's probably full of adorable animals, right? Can I see?
More stuff. Oh, darling, it's so sweet of you to take an interest, but I'm afraid that's just not possible.
Why not?
Because you're not a member of our home.
Okay, get arrested.
If you want to see it that badly, you'll just have to get convicted for doing something unspeakable. That's a rather steep price to pay. Oh, but just listen to me, shuddering away like there's no tomorrow. It's time for Ali's lunchy brunch. The poor dear will be dying.
Oh, that's its name?
Ali? The sweetest little dear in all the world. I know I shouldn't have favorites, but you know how it is. Now, to the yard with me. Ciao for now, darlings. Okay. Bye.
Why did she just disappear?
I wanted to ask her more about Canis, but she dominated that conversation from start to finish. Let's go investigate the victim's cell, shall we? Okay. March 28, 1:43 p.m. Detention center, holding cell. So this is Knight's cell.
When do you think he was brought in, Mr. Edgeworth?
It would have to have been the evening of the 25th, just after the events at the lake. And then, at some point, he wound up in the prison proper. But how? There must be some evidence here that will point us in the right direction. But I just... Okay, is this cell only for one person? Because it's kind of awkward. If it's for more people, if someone is sitting in the toilet and there's a person on the bed, it's probably for only one person.
Alright, let's get looking, Mr. Edgeworth.
Okay. The bowl is nice and spotless. And there are no signs that the toilet paper has been used. Everything seems to be in order with this toilet here.
What? Are you serious?
Why? What's wrong?
There's no door. There's not even a curtain. Whoever designed this place should have thought a little more about the people who have to live here.
I think there might be a reason. There might be a reason behind the open plan layout.
Anyone, like, walking out there? If someone is taking a dump, they could see them. That's kind of weird. There's a lot of things here. I must scour the scene and inspect. Okay. Okay, what is this? Hey, look at this weird piece of paper.
There's some sort of grid on it. Let's take a closer look.
Next move, bishop to g2. What next? Rook, no, pawn to g6. Huh? I don't know.
The grid appears to be a chess diagram. The victims, I suppose.
What's a chess diagram?
A visual representation of a game of chess. See how the locations of all pieces are marked. This seems to be a closely fought contest. But perhaps if this pawn were... No, wait.
Not now, Mr. Edgeworth. This is no time to be playing games.
Yes, I suppose you're right. This isn't the first time I've seen this configuration of pieces. Where is it?
Oh!
Okay, I am turning my head.
Yep.
It was from a different perspective, but it was definitely the same game. Perhaps it would be wise to take another look at the evidence in my possession. Could this be related to the evidence somehow? No profiles.
Eureka!
This chess game. I've seen it before.
Enough with the chess chat, Mr. Edgeworth. We're supposed to be investigating here. Focus!
I am investigating. This particular bit of chess chat could prove to be vital. Now, take a look at this. Can you tell me what it is?
Is the chess set we saw in Mr. Canicel. But I don't really know the rules of chess, so...
The rules of the game are not important here. What is important are the positions of the pieces. Compare the ones in Miss Canis' cell with this. Do you notice anything?
Ah! I don't know which piece is which or anything, but...
If you
do the diagram like this, there are pieces in the same squares.
Indeed, there's no dog on the diagram, but that's to be expected. Apart from that, however, the positions of the pieces are identical.
And what does that tell us?
Oh, I have my correspondence. As unlikely as it may seem.
May seem?
Typo. Mr. Canis' chess opponent was... Sorry, chess opponent was...
Mr. Knight?
This could be just the proof we need to show that Mr. Canis had a connection to the victim.
The position of the pieces match those of the board in Canis' cell. Okay.
What are these things?
Wow, that's a lot of books. Let's take a look. You'll Love Tomorrow, an anthology. Understanding Animal Emotions, Life as a Pet Stylist. Maybe there was more to Mr. Knight than met the eye.
Sadly, I don't think these were his. They were likely specially selected and placed here for the detainees, with the hope that they would want to better themselves during their time here. A second chance at life. Interviews with a former prisoner. These books appear to have been written by current model prisoners and former inmates.
Oh, I like the look on this one. 200 Days to Freedom, an escape story. And this one too. Making money while serving time.
This facility may have more deeply rooted problems than I thought. This is the food they serve?
Ooh, what's the menu doing here, Mr. Edgeworth?
It seems that those held in the detention center are able to choose what they like to eat each day. If they can afford it, that is.
Money makes the world go round, I guess. But doesn't that make life super easy for rich detainees?
Well, Kay, bear in mind that the people held in these cells haven't been found guilty yet. Some of them don't deserve to be punished. Quite a few of them, in fact.
So you're saying it's fine that people with money don't have as hard a time of it as everybody else?
Oh, how did I end up defending the practices of the detention system? Reflected in the mirror is...
a security camera! A great thief's greatest enemy! Nothing about this place is very thief-friendly, if I'm being honest.
I think that might be entirely deliberate, Kay. Guard? I'd like you to retrieve the footage from the security camera and review it as carefully as you can. If you see anything out of the ordinary, inform me immediately.
Yes, sir!
Okay, what now? I must scour, blah 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 blah. Jacket? This must be night suit jacket.
So, I've been doing some research of my own.
Oh, and what have you discovered?
I've discovered that guys who look good in suits tend to be popular with the ladies. But don't worry, guys with frilly neck ruffles are next on my research list.
Please stop. This thing?
Hey look, this newspaper got a chunk of it missing.
You're right. A few of its pages have been roughly torn out.
First logic piece in a long time.
Newspaper from the day before the incident. A few of its pages have been roughly torn out. But why? Maybe Mr. Knight wanted to clean his cell, but didn't have a clean... Oh, sorry. That was gay.
Maybe Mr. Knight wanted to clean his cell, but didn't have a cleaning cloth.
It's not a totally implausible theory, I suppose, but who would try to clean their cell? What is this? There's something different about this spot here.
This part of the floor is weirdly clean. Did somebody wipe it down or something?
Is there something in this cell that could have been used to wipe the floor? Those marks? Oh, wait. Maybe the newspaper? Why would somebody only do the part right next to the bed though?
Maybe I can connect stuff with logic?
to a newspaper. I mean, makes sense. I guess that's it. This part of the floor has been wiped clean.
Maybe he spilled some grape juice.
Who knows? But we can certainly imagine that he used to do the wiping. What he used, sorry. The torn out pages of that newspaper.
Why wouldn't he just ask a guard for a cloth or something, though?
Perhaps he didn't want anyone to see what he was wiping up. White floor. There are signs that the floor in the victim's detention center holding cell was wiped clean. I think we've about exhausted the cell. We've made significant progress by establishing a connection between Mr. Canis and the victim. This is bad, sir. Gumshoe? Oh no, the guard. Is that the guard?
The secure camera footage, sir. I watched it, and...
What is it? Can you show it to us?
Yes, sir. I have a small playback monitor with me.
Then what are you waiting for? Let's see it. What?
What was that?
What's that?
That black thing is a dog, right?
Until now, our assumption was that the crime had taken place inside the prison proper. But it seems that assumption may have been wrong. Knight had actually been attacked in this location. His own cell, right? I don't know which one is his cell.
Take that!
Right here in the detention center. And the perpetrator was indeed Mr. Canis' dog. This is just the evidence we need.
Security camera footage. Footage of a detention center holding cell showing the victim being attacked by a dark form.
And if this is where Knight was actually murdered, then one of the pieces of evidence we found here in his cell takes on a whole new meaning. If Knight's cell was the crime scene, which piece of evidence takes on a new significance? The floor.
Take that!
The floor of Knight's cell was wiped clean, presumably to remove something. Could that something have been his blood? Thank you, officer. Would you mind doing me one more favor?
Name it, sir.
There's a detective by the name of Gumshoe somewhere in this facility. I need you to give him a message. Tell him to have his cell tested for traces of blood. Oh, this cell, sorry. And to report the results to Edgeworth.
You got it, sir.
Okay. I've ordered a test to see if it was blood.
Now we can really go after that Canis guy, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
No, not yet. We still don't know how Knight and the dog moved between his cell and the prison proper.
Right, so that's what we need to figure out next. What's the play, coach? Where are we off to?
I suspect one of the guards might know something. We should ask those posted nearby and see what they have to tell us. Okay. March 28, 2:15 p.m. Detention Center, corridor.
Okay, time to get asking. Huh? Oh!
Thanks for the tour. Later.
Oh my god!
He's back!
Lang! Well, Mr. Prosecutor and his little friend. Oh, I missed you so much. I didn't expect to run into you here. Must be my lucky day. This is Agent Shilong Lang of Interpol. He was in charge of a case I worked on 2 weeks back. I thought he had gone home to Sengfa after that, but here he is. You had some business to take care of, I take it, Agent Lang? You could say that. Nothing that need concern you, though. First a black hound, now a wolf all in black. Hey, wait! Why are you all alone today? Kate, don't you remember what happened to... Hair? That's true. He's usually... Oh, yeah, his officers. I thought she meant like... Oh, what happened to your assistant? Oh, right, we got her arrested. That's true. He's usually accompanied by an army of police officers. I hear you were at it again a couple days back, sticking your nose into things. A couple of days back. Ah, he means the incident with the president of Senfa. Actually, I had thought you might be there as well, heading up the security detail. Ha! Our president doesn't have much faith in the efficacy of his own country's police force. Maybe now he'll think twice before using contractors again. Amateurs. Agent Lang doesn't have much faith in prosecutors or the courts to do their jobs right. Which is why he's so meticulous about investigating with his hand-picked cream of the crop officers. Indeed, no doubt things would have turned out differently had you and your men been in charge. My men, yeah, those guys aren't around anymore. Huh? What? They're not. It's funny, isn't it? I'm a real lone wolf now. Huh? What are you saying, Agent Lang? What on earth happened? I told you. It doesn't concern you. See you around, Mr. Prosecutor. Bye. Wow, he seemed not okay. Yes, and I would very much like to know why, but there's nothing we can do about it right now. We'll worry about Agent Lang later. We'll have an investigation to conduct. Alright, let's start by talking to these guards. We start with you. These are the guards' locker. No, I was trying to talk to the... I bet they keep the uniforms in there. Snacks too. Snacks? Really? Well, that's what I'd keep in there if it were me. You know that not everyone is you though, right? I wanted to talk to this guy. Oh man, I am in so much trouble. What's the matter? You seem perturbed. Oh, well, you see, one of my uniforms is missing. I don't remember if that's what he looked like. I can only see his neck and the head. I could have sworn it was right here in my locker. Did it grow a pair of legs and run off somewhere? Where in that world did that idea spring from? Anyway, I hope you track it down soon. I'll be rooting for you. Thanks, I appreciate it. Huh. Missing guard uniform. Stolen from a guard's locker in the detention center corridor on March 26th. Someone could have used that to disguise themselves as a guard. I was wondering, have you seen an enormous black dog wandering around here recently? That thing? No way. If I had, I'd... Well, let's just say I'd be a lot more nervous about standing guard here. So, do you and this dog have some kind of history or something?
Not now, Kay. You should know when to let sleeping dogs lie. By the sound of it, Canis' dog hasn't been spotted on this side of those heavy security doors. Oh, hey! Are those my faithful assistants I see before me? Where are you? Fender, and where exactly have you been? Where have I been? I've been looking for you too. Been searching high and low. Wandering lonely through the prison halls. It was terrible, I tell you.
But the prison's over there on the other side of the facility, boss.
So listen, I just got the lowdown on some seriously dynamite material. You wanna hear it, right? Right?
Yes.
Seamless. I was chatting with a few of the guards and they told me something quite interesting. Turns out the Bronxter had himself a little incident 2 days ago. Pre-mortem, if you catch my drift. An incident. Simeon told you he came to visit his pal, right? Well, it happens right after they wrapped up, when Bronco was being escorted back to his cell. It was just one guard, and he was handcuffed up. They'd made it back and the guards was taken off. The Bronxer clobbered him, knocked the poor guy out cold. I didn't pass the text, the game didn't itself. Sounds like it might have been the prelude to a jailbreak. Because when the other guards showed up, they couldn't find their comrade's keys. Were there any rumblings about Knight attempting an escape? That's the bit that fries the old noggin. There were none. He just sat in his cell, then turned up dead. And what's more, he saw right to the end that he never stole the keys. They turned his cell inside out too, but no dice. The guard who was struck, what did he have to say? Nothing. Poor guy was still out when they took him to the hospital. Word is, he's still there. So there's nobody around to tell us what really happened. Mr. Knight's cell key. A guard was attacked and his keys, including the one on tonight's cell, were stolen. They have yet to be recovered. What the... Oh!
What the? It's you losers!
That's all we need. Hello. I can explain. I am not investigating, I swear.
Why are you still hanging around here like a bad smell?
Hey there, little buddy. Listen, Mel's here is working with me now as an associate.
Nonsense! You're all just here to cause trouble and turn my investigation into a fart.
Sebastian means farce, of course. A simple slip of the tongue. Seems like a reasonably apt choice of words to me. Judge Capel, great to see you again. I know who you are. You are Simeon Saint's attorney. Guilty as charged. Now that we've broken the ice, how about a friendly... No. Bonk. Oh, or not. I'm totally cool either way. I want one of those. Now, did I hear you correctly? That Mr. Edgeworth has joined the defense team?
Yep, and me too. We're officially employees of Edgeworth & Co.
But a prosecutor is a public servant. You would draw your sword on the goddess to work on for personal gain? It's not a problem if I'm not getting paid though, correct?
Exactly what he said. Miles here is just a volunteer. We're all about the pro bono stuff over at Edgeworth & Co. How wonderful. So you all work without reward. The goddess will surely approve. Yeah, I'm a regular philanthropist. Something tells me that's not correct. That's not right. Judge Gabel, I was hoping to ask about the grounds for Simeon Saint's arrest. That information isn't a need. Is that a challenge I hear? No, I was just asking Judge Gabel. I'm always ready for a little verbal combat to show you what it takes to be a real to be the real best. I am not calling him Eustace Winner. That's not his name. How is it verbal combat if you won't let me speak? Still, this could prove useful. Fine, we'll do as you suggest. Now, if you could begin by telling us why Mr. Saint was arrested. There will be no need for that. Eustace, when you... Not now, Gabel. Watch and wonder. As I put this pathetic prosecutor in his place, he's going to run things around me. I think you mean to say that you would be the one running things around me. And I will, so badly that your ears will be ringing. Prepare to be humbled, Edgeworth. Okay. Reason for arrest. You want to know why I arrested that man? It's simple, simple. I found evidence of him all over the thing. How's that for some winning control? Inconvertible, conclusive proof? And who saw the truth first? Why, me, of course. The best by name, the best by nature. Where do I even begin? Look at you, utterly lost for words in the face of such mastery. I'll take your silence as yet another win. Honestly, does he ever shut up? Nope. You said that you were the one who arrested Mr. Saint. But do you even have the authority to do so, Mr. The Best? Well, obviously it was the police who actually arrested him. But I told them to do it, so I think I can claim the credit, don't you? Of course that's what he meant. Ugh. This is clearly going to take a while. A shame, really. Should I continue? I'll continue. Given that I'm much more interested in what Judge Cabell is silently thinking over there. Okay. You want to know why I arrested that man? Simple, I found evidence. What evidence did you find?
Hold it!
Evidence of him was all over that thing. Could you be a little more specific, Mr. The Best? Do I really have to spell it out for you, Edgeworth? I'd hope even you could put 2 and 2 together. Stop messing around. The onus is on you to provide us comprehensible testimony. Come now, Sebastian. I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth and his friends would be very interested to learn how you cracked the case. They certainly look keen to hear about it. Fine, if you insist, I'll fill in the gaps. Brace yourselves, because this is going to blow your tiny little minds. I bet you didn't even know, but the victim had, wait for it, a chess set with him. We know? And that chess set was covered in the fingerprints of a certain Mr. Simeon Saint. Praise be to the Goddess of Justice for the insight she offers, and congratulations once again, Sebastian. You would not object to Sebastian amending his testimony, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth? No, by all means, please do. Mr. Saint's fingerprints were right there, all over the victim's chest set.
Okay. This one. The chest thingy.
Objection!
Maybe the fingerprints are there because Mr. Saint brought the thick here. So the fingerprints on the chest set are the ace up your sleeve.
The what of my what? Oh, yes, the chest set up the ace's sleeve.
My goodness, you're so stupid.
That's right, Edgeworth. I've got the best hand, as usual.
Only your best hand is a busted flush. For you see, it was Simeon Saint who brought that chest set to the victim in the first place. Therefore, it's only natural that his fingerprints are all over it.
Ah!
That took a while to sink in. He's a little slow. In conclusion, those fingerprints aren't proof of anything, and Mr. Saint's arrest was premature.
Premature.
The incident took place here within the walls of this facility. And being neither a guard nor a prisoner, it makes very little sense to suspect Mr. Saint.
Oh!
Ugh! Now what?
I think you might be the premature one here, Edgeworth. And to think you were the one accusing me of being hasty.
Did he only just work out what that word means?
Sure, I identify Mr. Saint as a suspect faster than pretty much anybody else. And I won the race when it came to picking out the crucial evidence too. I'm quick on the draw, you see. But hasty? Not at all. You're right that Mr. Saint isn't a guard or a prisoner here, but he was...
Oh. Sebastian? Just Gabel.
But Al, Gabel. I have him right where I want him.
Forgive me, Sebastian, but if I may... While the particulars of the suspect are indeed fascinating, don't we have something a little more impressive to share with the prosecutor?
Something more impressive?
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Edgeworth. Sebastian made an ingenious deduction concerning the murder weapon. Perhaps you would like to hear it.
Yes, of course, Dad. Well remembered, Gabel. Listen to this, Edgeworth, and prepare to be amazed.
Objection!
Will this ingenious deduction explain why Mr. Saint was arrested?
Let's just say you won't be disappointed.
Judge Gabel deliberately diverted the conversation away from my line of questioning. What exactly is she up to? Okay, the whereabouts of the murder weapon.
Fact 1. The murder weapon was some sort of metal blade. Fact 2. Potentially deadly blades are strictly controlled within the prison walls, as we both know. From these two facts, I concluded that the weapon in question must have come from outside. It must have been hidden inside the chest set. That's what I think anyway. And since the only prints we found on the chest set belong to the victim and the suspect, I'd say it is blindingly obvious who brought the weapon in and used it, wouldn't you?
If nothing else, his testimony this time is a little more comprehensible than the last.
Another best deduction brought to you by one Sebastian the Best, prosecutor extraordinaire.
More like one the best. Useless prosecutor extraordinaire, if you ask me.
But how could anyone ever even hide a weapon inside that chest set?
Hold on, how old is Sebastian? NK? Oh, they are the same age.
Good question. Why don't you take a look for yourselves?
Inside the chessboards? I suppose there's only one way to find out. Here? There's nothing in here but chess pieces.
That laugh is really something.
He seems pretty convinced the weapon was hidden in here somewhere. I'd better take a closer look. Maybe here? It's the only place that it makes sense. Oh! What? The stiff lining at the top opens like a flap door.
Oh. Wow, there's plenty of room in there.
Indeed. More than enough to hide something like a small knife.
Ingenious, no? The killer snuck the weapon in by.
Objection!
Let me talk, please! Huh? What do you mean, huh? Let me finish, will you?
I fear you've not been listening, Mr. The Best, or perhaps you've simply forgotten. The detention center is outfitted with a security gate.
Huh? I mean, yeah, and?
The security gate also acts as a metal detector, Sebastian. We must pass through another one on the way into the prison itself, remember?
Aha! Yes, that's right. Of course I remember.
He definitely didn't. It would have been impossible to smuggle a metal blade through such a gate and into the facility, which would seem to blow a rather large hole in your reasoning, Mr. The Best.
Overruled.
I am talking to Sebastian, not to you.
That gate is only used to scan people. Any items they bring into the facility are only subjected to a cursory check. Are you telling me that the chess set wasn't put through the metal detector? It should have been. Alas, it seems the guards have grown a little lax in that regard of late. From the chest for the pistol inside, belonged to Knight. I had a secret compartment. Deployed at the entrances of both the detention center and the prison proper, capable of detecting items made of metal.
Very good. Thank you, Gabel.
It was my pleasure. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would be so kind as to begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? It's like she's holding a trial. Well, no matter. Let's see how well this ingenious deduction of Mr. The Best holds up, shall we? Fact 1, lessons on metal blade. Potentially deadly blades in the prison walls. Hold it. But no murder weapon was found at the crime scene, and there's nothing inside the chessboard either. I'm curious, Mr. Winner, Mr. The Best. Do you also have thoughts about where this weapon might be?
Well, the perpetrator must have hidden it somewhere in the prison.
Is there a problem with his claim?
Yes,
there is a problem. They hid it somewhere inside the prison. That seems unlikely. In fact, I can prove that's not the case. What evidence suggests that the murder weapon isn't hiding somewhere in the prison? Oh, of course.
Take that!
I was like, wait, do I have it? Yes, I have it. I'm starting to worry about your memory, Mr. The Best. Didn't you and the good judge search the prison with Garden Lagarde? And didn't you fail to find a likely murder weapon?
Well, yes, but I guess we just missed it. That's all. Wow, way to undermine yourself.
You're saying your search wasn't entirely thorough. You, the so-called best rookie.
Stop making fun of me.
Sebastian, calm yourself. Breathe deeply. Do not allow your opponent to get under your skin.
You're right. I am the best. Why should I let a third-rate loser like Edgeworth here get under my skin?
Is that the best you could come up with? I'll thank you to leave my name out of this.
Well, I'm Kay Friday, and I am A-OK.
Not you two, please.
Look, it's simple. Since my first-rate investigation didn't turn up any weapon, it means there wasn't one to find. Which leaves only one possibility. The murderer took the weapon with him when he left the prison. That's why he couldn't find it when we looked, obviously.
Objection!
But what you are proposing is impossible. And this proves why the culprit couldn't possibly have taken the weapon out of the prison with them. Oh, of course. Metal detector.
Take that!
More memory trouble, Mr. The Best. Now you're forgetting things you yourself said.
Are you making fun of me again?
Oh, so you remember what I said. But perhaps you might have been better served by remembering this.
What's that? Wait, does he seriously not remember?
It would certainly seem that way. There is a security gate at each of the entrances to the detention center and the prison proper. Coming from the prison, anyone leaving the facility would have had to have passed through both of them. 2 gates, but fitted with metal detectors.
Oh wait, now I remember. Looks like he got his memory back.
You're so distracted, dude. So, as you can see, there's no way anyone could have taken a weapon out through both gates. And therefore, there's no way the murder weapon could have left the building. In which case, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you would care to tell us where you think the murder weapon might be. It's still here on the premises. That's the only plausible conclusion to be drawn.
But we searched the prison from top to bottom and couldn't find anything.
Because you were never going to find anything to begin with. Ah, I get it. Not when you were laboring under the misconception that it's a blade you were looking for.
Yeah, we know the truth about what happened to Mr. Knight. We've seen it with our own eyes.
That is quite a claim. I assume you have the evidence to support it. Oh, we have it. Don't worry. What is the weapon that was used to commit the crime? Take a look at this, Judge Cabell, and the weapon used in this case will become clear. It's this.
Take that!
This is footage taken from a security camera trained on Knight's holding cell. Now, watch it for yourselves and see.
What? But how?
This footage captures the moment the victim was attacked by a black dog. More than sufficient proof of how he really died, wouldn't you say? Yes, it is certainly significant. So now we know that Knight was, in fact, killed in his cell by a vicious dog. A dog that moves the victim's body to the prison workshop post-mortem. We know this thanks to an eyewitness who saw the dog in the workshop when the body was discovered. Of course, I think we can all agree that there is no way the dog could have planned such a crime itself. Indeed, I fear it may be his handiwork after all. What now? That's quite enough of that, Mr. Edgeworth. Judge Cabell, you are correct that this footage is an important piece of evidence. But it also raises an important new question. A question that I suspect you have also been asking yourself. She's right. There is one major problem with my version of the events. The black dog, the one that belongs to one of the inmates. How did it move between the holding cells and the prison proper at will?
Oh! How do we answer that one, Mr. Edgeworth?
The truth is, I don't know yet.
Of course not. You don't know that. You don't know the answer either. You're so freaking slow. Can it, Wonder Boy? You didn't even notice there was a problem.
Overruled.
Until the defense provides an adequate explanation, the court cannot accept your line of logic. That is all. This court is adjourned. But wait, there's still so much more to explore.
Overruled.
Court is no longer in session, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would be so kind as to leave the courtroom.
We are not in the courtroom!
Court was never in session in the first place. Once again, this court is
Objection!
We may not have all the answers yet, but you haven't explained anything either regarding Mr. Saint. What do you mean? Just as we don't yet know how the dog made it into one of the detention center's holding cells. You can't know how Mr. Saint could have made it inside the detention center, let alone the prison either. He would have been allowed as far as the visitor's room to see his friend, but no further. So it's hard for me to conceive how he would have committed a crime in a place he had no access to. Judge Cabell, I believe it's your turn to provide some proof. Proof that Simon Saint was able to enter the prison.
Overruled.
You wish for the court to provide you with proof? Highly irregular, but very well. What? They actually have something? Now seems like a good time as any. And I suppose you have been kind enough to share your own theories on the case. Was she building up to here? Mr. Edgeworth, I suspect you don't know what Mr. Saint does for a living, so allow me to fill you in. He is a circus performer.
Do I have to talk to the circus people?
A what? Yes, perhaps you've heard of the very big circus. Oh, don't be silly, darling. Of course I was. Yesterday was a very important day after all. Important in what way, exactly? A big meeting of some kind, perhaps?
A meeting? Oh, heavens, no! I couldn't think of anything worse. No, yesterday the circus came to visit.
You see it now, I assume. Oh, God.
Oh, God, please tell me that character is not here.
As I am sure you are aware, a show was held yesterday for the prisoners' entertainment. A show featuring animals and performers, performed by members of the Very Big Circus.
So, does that mean Mr. Sane...
Yes, Mr. Sane was allowed inside the prison as part of the show. A fact that has been confirmed beyond reasonable doubt, but...
No!
She held on to that fact until the last possible moment. She let me run with my own theory, and only afterwards did she use it to reveal the truth. Wait.
But Alcabel, I have him right where I want him.
Forgive me, Sebastian, but if I may... Well, the particulars of the suspect are indeed fascinating. Don't we have something a little more impressive to share with the prosecutor? That must be why she steered him off. Steered him onto a different topic back then too.
I got you good, didn't I, you third-rate prosecutor?
This has nothing to do with you. Gentlemen, this court is well and truly adjourned. If I may offer a word of advice, Mr. Edgeworth. Your conduct as a prosecutor is already in question. You would do well to remember that you were removed from this case for that precise reason. What are you trying to say? That the committee reserves the right to confiscate your badges at any time. Should you wish to retain it, you would do well to avoid crossing paths with us again.
Is that a threat?
The goddess of justice is compassionate, Mr. Edgeworth, but she is not endlessly forgiving. Oh, and one last thing. You are no defense attorney. Abandon this foolish pretense. Thank you for your concern. But I do not abandon anything. What I start, I finish. Well, do try to remember that the two jobs are not one and the same, and that a defense attorney is expected to develop something of a bond with their client. Next time, finding out your client's real occupation might be a good place to start. Now, I really must be going. May the goddess of justice watch over you all.
So, Simeon lied to us.
Not just you two. Guy took me for a ride too. What's his deal? Whoa. You're not having second thoughts about all this, are you, mousy boy? Sure, just Jabel is a tough cookie, but that doesn't mean you can just give up the ghost. The defense never rests, as a wise man once said, and that goes for associates too. Don't worry, Fender. I've no intention of resting. Nevertheless, our assumption that Mr. Sane couldn't have entered the prison has been proven false. Which means we'll need to restart our investigation from square one, I'm afraid. We continue. Oh! I need to stop. If I have to interrogate the people from the Very Big Circus, I think I need to prepare mentally for that. I've said it once before, but I suffer from coulrophobia, which is the fear of clowns, mimes too. So if I have to deal with that clown, I'd rather have some time to mentally prepare myself. So, I'm going to stop now. I hope you liked it. If you did, maybe consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye!